Here's a story for you. Do you know what's going on in the world? Do you know what this story is about? If you look into this paper, you might be able to see and understand this story. Second thing is, if you do not ask God, okay, under a logical, rational, okay, and reasonable way, something that you can act in, then you cannot receive unless you act in your rational, reasonable, and understanding the need. What do I do? What do I do in numbers, and why am I here? I've been working 16 years on this project. But in all actuality, mentally, from the day I was about 8 years, or between 8, no, excuse me, it happened when I was about 11 and 12 years old, when I had woken and I had noticed that the world is no longer alive. And we are gone forever with it. That should we live a life in cuffs, then there is no life lived. Unless you're living a life of rational, reasonable, understanding, logical, based on knowing the polarities of all realities, coming with only in 2 meters and arm's length of everybody else. What does a meter mean? A meter is part of time. When you're using my time and you're using my physical and mental body that I need for myself, understand, what do you want that you would not do unto others? The word has been spoken, that what is the word of God? The word of God was spoken. The word. Every single word seems to have a letter in some language all around the world that somebody speaks. I do English and French. I will add in sounds from around the world, irregardless. If somebody from the other side of the world that does not speak my language and says this to me, or this to me, or this to me, or that to me, I will know. If they do this to me, or this to me, I will know the word in my language. And that's what I have to understand in the Word of God, the definition, the logic, and the rational, and the reasonable for my own mind, to understand all the others who are around me, so that I can respect those around me because I understand them and they understand me. And the logic and the motherboard that we were born with was not corrupt. Our motherboard with inside our hearts, inside the blood, streaming. The blood is streaming, so as it's moving and as you speak, and as the pressure and the beat goes up and down, the bipolarity of your heartbeat, so does the way you think and your capacity of thinking. And the vibration within your thinking, the non-verbal thought, which lets the full vibration in to knock down and knock the door on each one of your chakras, in order to speak to the organ players within you. I present to you what is the skeleton of life. And I create form as God created form. We all create form within our own minds, and it gives us that excitement, that orgasm, to want to have that smile on our face, that vibration within the body, that, oh my God, more and less. Stop and go. Whatever I can say at the moment that brings on that good vibration within me. Knowing that two together are so harmonic, you couldn't have anything else, that when the mind, body, and souls come together and yang, the beat of yin within, constantly, because within the vibration, in the yin and the yang, is like a gear. When one part of the gear is the female, and the other part of the gear is the male, both gears interchange, becoming male and female, and advancing what is the pole of time. So the pole turns around itself. And the 14 ring of the sun advances because the artwork shows it through the numbers. And how do we understand? How do we understand? But what cycle? How fast? You tell me. The speed of light. Tell me something about the radiance of lights coming from the sun to planet Earth. Tell me why the sun looks one size at one part of the day and another size at another part of the day. Why is that? When you're measuring 95 million miles away to the size of the pea size of this Earth, it should show minimal, if no difference, to the naked eye. Rational and logical, based on the understanding that there is possibilities that somebody made a mistake, and everything that you have looked at has been a placebo in your own mind, where the sun is not the sun that you see or the sun that you know, but the sun that was made inside your mind to be 94 million miles away, when the sun is less than 500 million miles away. According to numbers in the speed of light, it tells us it's 864,000 or 8,640,000. I think we have to multiply by MC squared. I have to understand that because M is the 13th letter. And M is also noted that to become between 77, the matter of the Christ, of creation of the sixth light, is between M and N. By dividing the letter A that takes up both sides of the mirror, other than where you see my nose, the letter I that divides it will now show the A split in two, showing me that the I is cutting A in half. So we have to learn how our numbers work, how the skeleton is built through our alphabet, through the words in conjunction and reversal of words, and through the regular alphabet, from A to Z. But forget about A being 1. Let's say A is 2. Let's say B is 4. Let's say we go 2 by 2. Let's say we say 3, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, and then we find cycles. 31, 13, 31, 75. 13, 31, 13, 57, 75, or 75 times 75, 75 plus 75 is 57, 75, or 77 to Christ. By 75, the numeric value of DC, because 75% of something will create a design that shows the number 9, the number 6, connected by 2 zeros looking like an 8 with a slash mark or the 1 dividing it. Now, when the 1 divides it this way, it's talking about the fox pass in the sun, numeric value 55 equaling the sky. Warm, and the minute you hit warm, cold and hot, red and blue, the numeric value 4334 DCCD, 77 the matter of Christ, creation of the light, remove A and B and begin to cube at CF. F being Venus 3, Earth, the mother of all 18s. 3 cubes to, each cube, 1.5 cubes will create the numeric value for Venus, just like what the value of Mars is. We are just an extension, an addition, and built on. Everything you think you know, you do know. But now you have to know the truth, and the truth lies in the reversal alphabet of star system math, of every single word created on this planet. The thing is, like colors, and like numbers, that should you draw all the numbers on top of each other, it will show 88. We're going to have to get a paper for that. Just give me a second. I just want to show you this before we stop this video. And what happens is, you see, we're going to just do, let's do number 9. So we got number 9, and then we drew number 7. So we can draw 7 this way, right? But here we have 9. But can we draw 7 inside of here? Look at that, number 7. We drew a 9, 2 boxes and 2 boxes, so it's got to be this one. So you see, we were able to make one small 7, but I cannot draw the 7 like the 9. Because if I want to do a 2 by 2 this, in order to draw the 9, I would have to start here and then either do this, or I'm not sure which square way I'm going to do this, or draw the 9 this way. So if I draw the 9 that way, the 9 is included as 0, 7. So we have it right here. Here's the 7. So now we have 7, 0, but really it's not 0. You see what's happening here, you know, is the unfinished artwork. You see where the M comes up? When you start to create formation from 2 numbers, you have now just started filling in the rest of the form coming down. So you know 7 only reaches the last 2 floors plus the roof. So you have 2 floors and the roof. Now the thing is, with the Twin Towers, right? The thing is, you have to add 2 equals 222, okay? Times 8 equals 1776, because this here has a roof. They both get a roof, and you can give the roof a different number, right? We can change a roof number, but right now we're going with the basis for 1 floor. So the top floor would be roof. It'd be 111 and 111, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20 number. The heart of the alphabet, okay, will create this design. And the reason for this design is because these 2 are red. And these 2 over here, okay, are black. So we got that, and now we can run it like this and do that. Because the interior cube, the Y, brings everything on an angle. It turns from what was this way, it'll turn it this way, which is the 45 and 135 Fox Sun Pass. And everything I speak is only because the word equals to 55, sun equals to 54, fox equals to 45, which is an average of 5, 23, and 22. The reason I mark this is because when you add up 1 all the way to 9 equaling to 45, the average of the 9 numbers equals to 5. 5 by 9 is 45, equaling to the fox. But the thing in this, okay, is when you're speaking in French, okay, you have 1 through 6, okay, it happens 7 times. 7, 8, and 9, okay, happen 9 times. So you're going to get 7 times 1 equals to 7, and then times 2 equals to 14, times 3 equals to 21, times 4 equals to 28. This is your first moon. Okay, times 5 equals to 35, times 6 equals to 42, times 7 equals to 49. Okay, your 8th one is going to hit the 56th day, and this will be your second moon. So on the 7th day, you're 1 ring, you're 1 pole away from the second moon. And the reason for that is because the up and down of a dice will equal to 5 and 2, 1 and 6, 3 and 4. But I think it doesn't work that way. I think it's interchangeable, and they're constantly moving. So it happens to complete 6 times. And on the 7th time, okay, it comes back to the beginning. The thing is, if I start on 1, if I went in order 1, 2, 3, 4, it won't work. Because once you get to 1, 2, 3, okay, the next move is 180 degrees over to 4. So this is where 3 and 4 are joined together. This is where 3 and 4 are joined together. And here is number 3, here is number 5. So 3 and 4 are joined together over here. Right over here. This point. Now if I create this, give it this a little bit more, what can I say, a skin. If I can give it a body, we might be able to see a little bit more by the obligations of this paper. But anyways, let me get to do this whole thing. I can do 2. I can do 3. Let me get a pen. Hold on a second. Let me get some color here. 3. And then I can do 4. So I take 4 here, bring it here, and then I do this. And then I do 5, and then I do 6, and then I do 7. Okay? And then I do 8, then I do 9. And 9, how is 9 done? Because I can't really do 9 here. If I did it here, I'd go through this area here. If I did it here, I'd cross this area over here. If I did, I can't do it over here. Unless I did it upside down, I cannot get this area. This is the only area that has not been cut in half. So what we do usually is, if you want to really see what's happening, I'm going to give you number 9. And I'm going to give you the number. I can either do it that way. I'm not really sure. Lately, I've been doing number 9 this way. Now, what happens here when I add 1 to it, or if I add 1 to this one still looks like a 9, but this looks like an 8. So 9 and 1, okay, equals to 9 and 8. So the spirit will now equal to the numeric value that is created through 81 Venus, 18-wheeler roll home, okay, which is created by 99 equals to 81 and 18, multiplying 9 times 9, adding 9 times 9. And what it is about 9, it also represents the word 13. The separated word, and 13 is the first of its kind. It's the first of its kind because it is a teen. A teen doesn't happen at 12. And it is into the third cube that we are able to get 13. And without the third cube, okay, once you hit 2 cubes, you have not hit 2 moons. So there is no creation. There is no creation. So you have 1 cube. Okay, let me go look. Where do I have these numbers written down on the weekend somewhere? Okay, I didn't want to lose this page. But here it is. On the first cube, okay, you only can get to 21. On the second cube, you only can get to 42. You have your first moon on the second cube. On the third cube, you're able to get to your second moon, and what you have left over is a ring. You have the ring of the sun, or the ring of Saturn. This is your DNA. This is the sun and your birth. Either here once, here twice, here 3 times. But on the 4th time it happens, and in the 4th cube, you can either start with the 7th pole or the 14 ring, the ring around the collar of this cube. You want to go on level 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that what we did? Let's start on number 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 around the top. There is 1, 2 around the center, so it becomes 6, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and since 6 at the bottom becomes 6, 2, 6. That means the dice cube is pointed either like this or like this to get that answer. Do you follow what I'm saying? Now, if you go from the top, right, I'm not sure of the expression of the voids, but I don't want to get into that because it's something new for me. So here, and this is all a representation that when everything comes to an exact end, whether it's on the ring or on the pole, okay, and by the way, both numeric values are 48, very important, creates day and night and area space, 16 and 8. This is where our cube comes in, and the cube comes into the game this way. So Mars can come right on through. You see this, the only way Mars can play a role in this is over here. And if that happened, the rotation, okay, would have to be, let me see. And the reason I put it on this angle, and it makes more sense than anything else to start doing things this way, is because when you make the dollar sign, you got to stick this piece out over here. And in this, what is, I said, area Mars, now turns into area Earth. It becomes area Earth because it has a square in the center. It's 3 by 3. This is that 3 by 3. Square in the center shows me a quarter world. It shows me 3 X's by InDesign. Why did I do the design that way is my question. When you see this, which shows up with Pharaoh, you always see that thing here. First of all, it looks like someone's running. And when you see, let me see, and it's in the artwork, it's not me. When you see this, hold on a second. When you see this, it is the only way you can go through a straight area this way. You can't go in the center. You can't do that. You have to follow the ways of the builder. Jesus was a builder. Noah was a builder. Moses was a builder. They pharaohed the lands and built the cities. And this is what the design says. So now if I have to redesign Mars, it's something else. But anyways, number 84. We are the children of Pluto Mars. Now, one of the reasons that you have to understand is when ABC standard, when ABC standard, is created, we eliminate it. It is automatically the motherboard within you. Don't ask if you have it. It's in you. You're already connected up to the star system. You're ABC born. That's it. Don't worry. Once you're born, the body is already connected to the soul, and it's enabling through your childbirth. And it's not until after you're born do you complete arriving on Earth. A baby has not arrived on Earth at birth. The baby of the planet, but not the spirit, because it cannot connect. It must build its connectors. And I have to still do a little bit of work on that, but it's the minute they can control their heads. Once they can control all their bodily functions, and you know what that is. It might be 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, which is noted to be all about the pigs. And the pig is number 1, because there is one God, there's no other God, and that is the God. You breathe within you the truth, and you exhale the truth from what you think through 1 Mercury and 2 Venus. Go to the bathroom, you will know what I'm speaking about. The pig is because the division of this is 333. Note it and understand what 3 is all about, what 6 is all about, what 9 is all about. This is a rotation of this. This is the light of your birth. It's always duality. It's always nothing. You're always part of the basic 3. You're always part of the basic 3, being part of the basic 3. Okay, you don't need 9, you need 6, because you're already at the basic 3. The 3 of this side, the 3 of that side, and the 3 of the world. 3 to the mother nature, to the spirit, 3 to the soul, and 3 for the living. 3, 6, 9. The energy, I don't know exactly what that is. That's a little new to me, so I'm just thinking about it. But this over here is 3 divided by 1, or 1 divided by 3 is this answer. This is 27. This is the Venus gate. And what's funny about the Venus gate, when you hold this and you talk in French and you want to say 1 and 8, you will say un puis huit. It means 1 with 8. But when you say over here, this will be 2 and 7, you'll say deux puis sept. When you say deux puis sept, it means 2. Deux puis sept. Or deux puis sept, which means penises. Okay, so it's telling you about 2 plugs, not 1, 2 plugs. Anyways, so this is the Venus cycle, and these are the rings, and Pluto is it. Oh yes, I wanted to finish with what happens. When ABC goes away, you have C, always ingested and connected to D7, but added together, it values 10, which is a 5 times 2, 5 plus 2, which is talking about Earth's heart and being plugged in, the jack plug, J-A-C-K. C and K, very important. And when you go to look at the pull table, they are opposites of each other. So when D comes in, I'm just trying to think. Yes, this is JG. The two sounds are switched over. I'm just trying to think, where am I going with this? Where am I going with this? Hold on a second. Okay, I remember. What happens when you eliminate A, B, C? You start on D. Okay, and it's the first of its kind, because if you were in the Olympics, you would say that's for fourth. D is fourth. It is the first time you say TH. Now, the thing is, it ends on L. When it ends on L, this is the fourth letter, fourth, and this is the 12th. In pull, they are the exact reversals. So now once you have you standardized ABC for creation, right? Because if you have 1, 2, 3 here, and you have 1, 2, 3 here, this plug, ABC, plugs into this plug, ABC, which will create your D link. So when you create your D link 4 through 12, which is the purple ball, okay, in pull, which goes back to the beginning of this video, which was the hot and the cold, which was 43 and 34, Christ matter, which is created by the red pill and the blue pill, blue equaling to 40, red equaling to 27 equals 13 or equals to 40. Remember, 13 is man on the blue planet. 13 is because I minused, and 40 because I added. This is DC reversed, where I already installed this. They're already locked in over here. And it's 3 worlds of 4. And I was doing a little thing over here where I ended up with 222. Where was I? Okay, so this is what happens. We go in, we jump after the first 3 ABC, and then we begin D over to L. And what it is about the next number, number 13, it's the first of its kind because it's a teen and it's in the D family. In fact, in fact, D500, M, which are both in the same family, but this is a DC. You see, M will create what is DC and connect it within one word. And it connects directly to the moon through its number rationale and DC, because 75 or 3/4 of something will create 3/4, which is, again, D over C, 1/3. Divide everything by 3 and see what happens. Then there's M, and this is the 13th letter. The total is Q17, which is J10, and it is another D, A, B, C, as standard plus 4. So now you have your 10 over here. This is valued at 1,000. You have 1,500. Let's start to play Monopoly on 44. This is the division between day and night. Q, the planet we are on, number 17. I didn't finish doing this over here. It was a number thing. So we have 21, 42, 52, 62, 70, 105, 106, 107, 147. Wow. 147 to number 6. We have to stop there because the dice cube doesn't go to 7, but we're going to do the 7 as a come together, as a spread. Why does it a spread? Why do I add on? Because the dot ends here. I'm assuming from here to here is one value and part value here equaling to the stretched out value. Just thinking. So here would give you 196, which is 14 times 14, right? Which is our DNA, by the way, to the sun birth. Because of the 54, 29, 18, and 11. 18 being our 666, or actually our 10-8 birth, the heaven's birth. This is in October. If you want to call it October 8th or August 10th, we could. But remember, take away standard, so now you have to either add or minus 4 days from this, but it doesn't matter. Oh yes, that's because we divide the heavens. The heavens are divided, right? So it becomes 10-4, 10-4, and this becomes 10-8. Because the average between the two, bringing this together. It's the whole area of this. So you bring both heavens together. So these were separate. This I don't have to speak about because it is whole, but you only get to be part of that. That's October.
October octagon 8, and maybe I didn't explain it well. This will explain the hours in the week, but that's on a single cycle. This is going to create the letters R and K. So let me go back to this. So what is happening here? Okay, hold on a second. 9 times 9 equals 81. 8, hold on a second. 9 times 9. 9 times 8 equals to 72. And 9 times 7 equals to 63. You're right. I was not supposed to have this one, but I did. It ends over here. That's right. The reason I don't have 7 is because in the French language, 7, 8, and 9 happen at 77 and 97. Okay, it does not. It doesn't. You don't have 6. Doesn't happen at 96. It's a French word for seize. It's putting 2 together. It's the cube. Okay, it stops on the end of the cube. Okay, 96. The same way that 69, okay, is the highest number. This is the highest number in French. Okay, this is where the highest number had to. This is where it ended as well. In 96, on the side where it says 6, they don't say 6. They say a word like size, but here they say the word. So this becomes 3, 4, 5. Look, A, B, C, F, G, H. So this becomes 6, 21. This is the cube, 216 inside the moon. Anyone to do with 216, 210? All about the moon. So this is 6, and this becomes 8, 50. Yeah, so 216. So that fits the moon exactly. So 216 and 147 equals to 363. 27 and 27. Love. Sun. Win. Big. 14 is the ring. 9 is the face. The word that comes together equals to in, and the total of this is 23, equaling to win. Number 2 equals to B. Okay, sorry, number 2 and 7 is B and G, and together it's 9I. So it says win big. Win big, red sun. Win a big red sun, Nibiru, Raphael, 7286, in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions on alphabet math and how and why we should give a little bit more form and understanding to our alphabet, to the games we see in the casinos. This is the game of roulette. This is the game of roulette. This is when they took the penny off the market. It also creates the stitching in our jeans. This is what the Mayan design is art, but I moved it on a little bit of an angle. The stop signs connecting 36, 36, 36, 36. You see this area right here? This is going to be where 369 takes place in Tesla. I have a design for it. I lost it. I wish I did. But anyways, it shows you X. It shows you Y. It shows you Y. It shows you Y, X, Y, X. It also shows you 11 here and 1 and 1. 1, 11, 1. Or 121, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. In which will create what is to be known as the numeric value for man. In which man, the reason the ace and the AI come together of the Christ is because in one of the designs I created, gematria goes up to 7 and then down and then up and then down. But how come we can't do it upside down? And then whatever's in between. And when you start creating that, you start to understand, what if I gave it ribs? What if 2468 connected other numbers, the other side of the street? So now it gave dimension. Raphael coming to you from the house of paint. And just to let you know, there's only one white piece in the house that I painted 13 years ago or 12 years ago, and that's TV. And those numbers are 2022. The reverse of those TV numbers that was painted 9 to 12 years ago on the ceiling are 5G for your TV in 2022. It has been written over time, and thank you, Jackson 5. Thank you for the pound key and how to know that if I threw all my colors on the floor, I'd end up with nothing. So you only put 1, 2, 3, 4 things together, and then you start to see what your image looks like. The inside and the outside. You can be saying, I see a Corvette,
Or I see the eyes of a fox or the motor. Keep that motor running. Keep up on the highway. And from the Corvette, it is the fox. It has been written, Tucker Carlson. Thank you for watching this video.